Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Today's podcast is brought to you by the theme song from Superman.
There you go.
But it's not a man. It's not a bird, although there were birds.
Is it a plane? No, we talked about super pets today.
Super Pets was the name of the game today because we discovered a certain cat with a particular trait. I'm not going to say necessarily positive.
A feline felon, you might call it.
You could say. They don't have a lock-up. Oh, I guess they do. They could lock it up.
They should.
In Australia, there's laws against them just roaming. So probably they should be. But this is from New Zealand, and so the cat has been let loose on the city of Auckland.
There you go.
So if you're wondering, you'll have to listen
Stick
to the podcast.
around, yeah.
Yeah, that's
quite
right.
interesting.
Also today, Pastor Sam pays us a visit.
Amazing.
And look, we almost got sidetracked there by looking at his outfit, critiquing his outfit.
Because, he contradicts himself in his... His choice of clothes.
Choice.
Yeah, his wardrobe choices, because the top half of his body is in a really warm-looking Kathmandu puffer jacket. Looks like he could survive the Arctic winter in that. But then he's got a pair of pluggers on at the same time.
Yes, which, if you don't know, like me, thongs.
Or in New Zealand, jandals.
Jandals.
If you're listening from NZ, it's jandals.
So there you go. If that would probably sum up the show. I mean, there was a lot more, but that's probably the key part.
Well, spoiler alert, Phil did find out today what it means to give it the jandal, because in New Zealand, when they put their foot down, they say, I'm going to give it the jandal.
I'm still dubious about
She's
that.
never given it the jandal in New Zealand, so she doesn't believe in it. But it actually is a thing, Phil. It's a thing.
Apparently. So we're told. Anyway, enjoy the podcast.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Good morning. It's your Monday. Welcome to the week. It's Val and Andy taking you through your morning. Morning, Andy.
Morning, Phil. How are you today?
Excellent. Full of beans.
That's the way.
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, really good. And I hope everyone listening right now has had a good weekend, but whether you did or you didn't, it's a new day and it's a new week, and hopefully we can make it a little bit better today.
Oh, well, it is pretty exciting. Today we will have Pastor Sam coming on the show to bring us a Monday morning devotion around reading the Word of God. So, I mean, that's very exciting.
A triple M, a Monday morning message, Phil.
Yeah. Monday morning message. You can't go wrong with that.
No.
Also, I put up a poll over the weekend for which Bible story we should dig into next. And it's been a very tight race, can I just say?
Okay.
There was a book that was coming from behind, but it's now overtaken, and it's out at the front.
Are we going to reveal who the winner
Do you
is or
want
not
to?
yet? No,
What do you
I'm just
think?
asking.
I don't know.
I don't care.
People could go onto Facebook. Maybe I will leave it. Maybe it's open for a little bit longer, maybe.
Yeah, okay, let's leave it open until maybe about another hour or so.
Okay, 1 hour. So if you want to go over, you can have your say. I haven't voted myself personally.
Oh, okay.
Did you vote?
No.
Didn't even know it was there?
I
probably.
need to vote.
We won't vote. We won't vote. But there you go. Jump on over to Facebook, Rise and Shine Vision, to have your say as to what Bible story we're going to jump into next.
Oh, the next book we use, yes.
The next book, that's right, yeah. Also today, you've got some great news about Hulk Hogan. Well, not great news, but interesting news.
The faith element to his life, which a lot of the mainstream media didn't touch on when he passed. But there was a really strong faith in Jesus there.
Amazing. So lots to come today, including we're going to have a bit of a focus on some pets because you've been looking, Andy, and found an interesting pet story.
I have.
We'll bring that to you soon.
It made us think about that, didn't we, Phil? Super-powered pets. Who has a super-powered pet?
Well, if you want to get in early, if you've got a pet who's doing something spectacular, we want to hear from you this morning. 1-800 316 316. Here is Zev Schleter counting my blessings. But Andy, I was out at the tip over the weekend and I wanted to check if I'm normal.
Rise and shine on Vision Christian Radio.
I got to thinking, at some point during the weekend, you go through activities and you're like, is this normal? Am I a normal person here? What? And Andy's not even
I want to
really
hear
sure.
more about this.
Okay, so here you go. So my mum and dad have recently moved to be closer to us, which is so
that's
beautiful.
nice.
I know,
Yeah.
it is nice. They bought a house that had furniture inside, which is great.
Fully furnished.
Fully furnished.
That's unusual, isn't it?
It never happens. So that is God. So they've got this, and it's beautiful, almost brand new furniture.
Oh, that's
so
good.
A couple of pieces they didn't need and we needed, these new beds. So the kids have got new beds, but it's taken us about a month to go and get a trailer and grab it. It's a big job. They were heavy pieces.
Dismantle them, reassemble them.
I can't be bothered dismantling things, and they were so heavy. So we just were like, we'll just have a go. And we did with some maths. You know, when you actually, that's a different story. But you know, when you're getting it into the house and you're finally like, what are the angles here? And can this go through that angle to get on? And
who's the mathematician in the family?
Well,
Phil? Who's doing the calcs?
Look, you know what? I don't want to.
Sounds like it was you.
But in this case, the boys were, so Murray and Josh, because thankfully Josh is big now.
He's a big
like
boy,
you know, we've been paying for him to go to the gym just for this moment. I feel like I've invested in this. So I've got Josh with his big muscles and Murray there, obviously big muscles as well. You're great, babe. And so there he is. He's going into the doorway to try and get this bed into Josh's room.
Yep.
And there's no hope the way that, and then I was like, no, boys, stop.
Yep.
The angles aren't right. You have to lift the bed up. Let's get the measuring tape. We measured, lifted the bed on its end, and then we were able to get it through on the angles. So I don't want to.
Did it take long to do that though, Phil?
Well,
Those
longer than it probably should.
I'm just thinking, would a little power drill get the screws out, dismantle it?
Bed,
Would that have been easier?
Well, the bed had this gas lift operating in it.
Oh wow!
And so you can, the base actually has this gas lift on it, which will lift up. So you've got a hidden compartment underneath.
I like hidden compartments.
Which I did say to Josh, you could hide a person in there. I probably
is it that big?
It was massive.
Wow.
So I didn't want to take apart this because it seemed like you don't want to be starting messing with that.
No, you don't.
Don't you think?
It just sounds heavy though. Did it make it heavier?
Very heavy. And then we're strapping it down. The gas lift keep popping up, so we're going outside, and the gas lift is coming up, and we're like, get that thing back down again. Yeah.
So you did all that.
We did all
What
of
did
that.
you throw away though?
Oh well, so then there was old mattresses. We threw those away, but then I start throwing things away, and that's the piece that I was thinking, am I normal? We have this cupboard, which I call the cupboard of requirement, because everything in the house ends up in this cupboard, right? And so the girls have taken it to themselves that when they clean their room, if they don't have the heart to throw it away, they throw it in the cupboard of requirement. And
sort of sounds like purgatory, so it's like not quite heaven or hell, but it's in the middle. Yeah, okay.
Well, to me it was feeling like hell because it was just covered in, there was just stuff everywhere. You could no longer get into the cupboard. The cupboard of requirement was completely full. So after this, I was in a bit of a mood. So I went with my black garbage bags. I started with one and I thought within 10 minutes, I had 6 garbage bags.
From the cupboard of requirement.
From the cupboard of requirement. So now you can see in it. But I thought, when I go to throw things away, I throw without too much thought. Like, I don't think you can think. I think you've just got to...
You're pretty ruthless.
Just got to throw it.
Just get rid of it.
Get rid of it, get it out of the house, and then you're done.
So why did that create the question in your own mind, am I normal?
Well, I thought, do people actually do this? Other people do this, or are other people much more thorough with the thinking behind it?
Okay.
Like, do you just throw stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you and I. There you go.
Well, when I say, no, but I don't have a cupboard of requirement.
You don't have one. Oh, well, then you throw it as you go then. But your kids must accumulate stuff.
Oh, look, it's funny. We're actually in this space at the moment because I just got some boxes of books from the garage recently because I wanted my youngest to start reading more because like all kids her age, she's on digital devices too much and I wanted to rediscover reading.
Yeah.
And we're going through old boxes of books from when they were kids. I'm like, should we keep this? And they're like, yeah, keep them for when they're a bit older, maybe when they've got kids. So... yeah, I was sort of, I was willing to chuck out those old books. We're talking about books when they're 5, 6 years old, those ones. So, yeah, I don't know, Phil. I've never heard of a cupboard of requirement before.
You haven't?
No,
well, maybe you need one. Everyone should have a cupboard of requirement.
Must be a big cupboard, though.
It is. It's full walk-in cupboard. Yeah, no, it's pretty big.
And when you bought the house or built the house, did you say, right, that's going to be our cupboard of requirement?
Yeah, I did. That's right. We built the house with the cupboard of requirement in mind because I know there's a lot of stuff that needs
this is a first for me, Phil. Maybe people listening right now have heard of this before, but I've never heard of it. But I say good to you. That's very organised, Phil.
Well,
very organised.
Well, it's an organised chaos, I think is what you could call that. But there you go. That's my little moment we've now got to clean a cupboard of requirement.
There you go.
And about 20 bags of rubbish that now have to go to the tip.
In the tip. You weren't tempted to take some of it to the salvos or to Lifeline?
Oh, sometimes. But this seemed to be mostly rubbish. Yeah.
Like actual rubbish.
Actual rubbish. There's probably a couple of things that we'll pull out. And you want to be, you don't want to give rubbish away.
No.
But anyway, there you go. That was our weekend. We would love to hear if I'm normal, you could let me know. But otherwise, coming up next.
Should we do an online poll? Is this normal? Is a cupboard of requirement normal? Oh, dear. Coming up next, hey, Andy has found a super pet store. Well, actually, I don't know if we're going to call this pet super. Well,
it could be super annoying,
He may not be a good superhero, but he's definitely a superhero.
He might be an anti-villain.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
We want to talk about superpowered animals or pets today, Phil, because
like a bit like
Yes.
a bit like a Superman.
Yes. Yes. Do you have a super pet, a super animal that can do extraordinary things just like Superman? Because our friends across the pond fell in the land of the long white cloud. A story emerged last week about a cat in Auckland who has a penchant for stealing neighbours' clothing items, including underwear.
Oh, no.
So, typical Kiwi style, they've called him Leonardo da Vinci because he's pinching stuff. Because he's literally a cat burglar he's actually a cat.
So he's not the Superman, he's the anti-villain. So
Yes.
we need a super pet to kind of rein him in by the sounds of it.
But, Phil, he's actually stolen 150 items and brought them...
No way.
150 items from neighbourhood
That's a real
homes
problem.
and brought them home to the owner. He's only 14 months old, so he's a young criminal as well. And it says, the owner says he brings home a lot of things. He doesn't do much with them once they are inside. He just dumps them on the floor and just goes about his business.
Really?
Yeah, so he's just got
He's
a
not
penchant.
burying them.
No, he's not using them. So it's not like he wants to wear the clothes or the underwear. He just likes stealing stuff.
Well, that is terrible.
I mean, you raised the question before, is this normal? I don't know. Is this normal, Phil, about this cat? But it says one thing, a really expensive jersey with the tags still on was stolen and brought to the home. He's also stolen stuffed toys, loads of underpants, socks, gardening gloves, activewear, hats, sports bras, shorts, East Coast Bay rugby socks, whatever they are, an All Blacks jersey. Well, New Zealand, you got to steal one of those, and everything really. So this is a super-powered cat, Phil. 150 stolen items brought home.
No way.
Yes.
Okay, look, we've got a little bit of the owner of the cat telling us this tale. Have a listen.
Yeah, he's definitely going into people's houses because he went into our neighbour's house. He claimed a $300 cashmere jersey from a place in Ponsonby, which is a very high-end store. She hadn't even worn it. And my daughter was at home sick and she rang me at work saying, it's bad. This is the worst thing he's brought in. It's really bad because it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I was like, ooh, keep that, but I can't. And then my neighbour rang me and we got him on footage stealing. And then he's been going into their house. Her husband loves these lovely thick work socks and he buys a lot of them. And Leo brings them home too because those are obviously a high value item to him. He really likes them.
Well, he's got good taste.
He certainly
does. Can we just say Leonardo da Vinci?
He's one of those little designer-looking Siamese. I'd call it a Siamese cat. He's got a fancy name. It's a.
He sounds like a cat burglar.
It's a Tonkinese. I've never heard of a Tonkinese cat, but to me it looks like a Siamese cat. But what a clever little cat, Phil.
There you go. Well, look, I'm inspired this morning. Do we have some other clever kitties, or maybe a different pet,
or dogs, or parrots, or who knows what, goats, pigs? What is your super? I've seen a pig getting walked around with a leash. Have you ever seen that?
That we're on the lookout in our neighbourhood because we had seen once I was driving along and I'm looking at it with, I think I was Josh taking him to the gym. I look out and I said, that is the ugliest dog I've ever seen. I'm like, how big is that dog? You look over I looked closer and went, that's a pig.
It's a pig, yeah.
A massive pig.
Really? And they're walking around on a leash?
Yeah, we've only seen it twice because I've been going to take a photo because I thought I will show Andy. But no, I can't find it again. Only twice we do. In our neighbourhood, there's a pig being walked.
Well, I hate to say it, Phil, but next time you smell some bacon sizzling on someone's barbecue, that could be a pig.
Well, hopefully not.
I'm sure they're raising it for that.
No, it was very big. There'd be a lot of bacon there. Oh,
but they're very intelligent animals.
Someone told me that.
They're apparently the second most intelligent animals on the
earth. I find that hard
pigs.
to believe.
No, they are. Why do you find that hard to believe?
Well, I don't know. Because they're in mud most of the time.
Ever looked at a pig in the eyes?
No.
They've got very intelligent eyes.
Have you?
Yeah, I've seen many pigs.
You eyeballed them.
Yeah, when they look at you,
face?
they look like a thinking animal.
Do
you know,
they?
when some people or things look at you, you just know there's not much going on there behind those eyeballs.
Really? But you could tell.
Pigs look at you, they stare at you, they
saw
study
through you, Andy.
I've been out walking and I've just sort of sensed something across a river once. A bush moved and I saw the bush move and I looked again and this pig ran out of the bush. He was watching me the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, he was watching me the whole time, stalking me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he might have been a bad pig.
He might might have been a bang. But we are on the lookout for you this morning, dear.
I mean, I might have been looking for pigs too. You never know, to eradicate them. But he was smart. He was hiding in the bush from me, and as soon as I looked at the bush carefully, he took off up this hill. So not many animals are smart enough to do that, actually hide in a bush.
Pretty glad the pig didn't, if that was the scenario. Now I'm imagining actually what was happening in that scenario. Oh, dear.
But anyway, so yeah, they are very intelligent animals, and I've heard they make good pets, Phil.
Oh, well, there you go. If you've got a pig for a pet, let us know. Maybe you can confirm that.
What tricks can it do?
But we are
Can
after.
it talk?
Have you got amazing pets? Something awesome they can do. Maybe they're super. Maybe they're the villainous kind. But maybe they're masterminding something.
Do you have a cat? There's a cat burglar.
Well, there you go.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
And look, this is an awesome game. On a Monday, we fly a machine.
Yes.
A time machine.
It's amazing.
Back into Bible history. It's remarkable, actually. I'm going to just load it up here.
Runs on nuclear power.
Yeah, here we go. Just logging into the system, authenticating. Oh, it'll take a while. I've got to now check my phone and put in that jolly code.
We're all about security, Phil.
Oh, here we go. I got in. That's the quickest authenticator you'll ever get. They normally take forever.
And Phil is flying the ship this morning, and she's enjoying it, I can tell.
I'm back past that guy directly. It's slow and steady, but we get there safely.
Yep.
Just putting down the feet.
Sound as a pound, Phil.
And then here we go. We're just going to suck out that sound. There we go. Bit of a whistle. And I think here we are. We're back. This is the sound that we're trying to match the Bible story. That's it. That's all the sound. We might need some more of that sound, I think.
There might be a little bit more there somewhere.
Is there some more of that sound? Here's what we have so far. Now, look, to help you, Gabby gave a great guess.
Oh,
it was wrong, but this is the last guess that we had.
I reckon it might be the Egyptians going through with their chariots through to the Red Sea.
Well, that was wrong.
Such a brave guess.
But a brilliant guess. So
Such a good guess.
It's not that, but I can see, I can sort of hear why. That would actually match that sound perfectly.
That could be a chariot wheel in the Red Sea any day of the week, Phil.
Except today, because it's not. But if you think you know what it is, 1-800-316-316. It's our Bible story sound off.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
And I've got Adam on the line. Adam, what are you thinking?
Is it when Joseph gets thrown into jail after getting falsely accused for doing that bad thing to Potiphar's wife?
Falsely accused. A very good story. And it would be a bit clangy.
Yeah.
Because he would have been bound.
Do you think that was like the cell door closing behind him?
Yeah.
Actually, that could easily be it, Phil.
Well, this is the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. That does sound like a door close. Okay, well, Adam, is that correct? We're all disappointed at that. Very well done. Good guess.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. Well, the sound lives for another day.
It does.
But I am going to send my team off to see if they can find a bit more of
You're going to send your team off, hey, Phil?
I'm just trying to give the illusion that there's a huge team.
Who's on your team? Team Phil.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
We've been inspired by a cat that's been nicknamed Leonardo da Vinci because it's got a penance for going and stealing
a penchant for stolen goods, Phil.
Yes.
He is an actual cat burglar who happens to be a cat as well.
Well, we're saying, do you have a super smart pet? Do you have maybe a pet that has helped in some way rather than going to the evil side there?
Well, it may not be evil. He could be like a Robin Hood.
Oh, do
he
you
could
think?
be out stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
It
You just
doesn't
don't know.
sound like it, but maybe.
Well, it sounds like he was halfway on that journey, but the owners have sort of intercepted the stolen goods before he could take them to the poor people.
You think he was going to the
he
poor
might
people
he
with
might have
it?
had a ministry to the homeless. We don't know.
Well,
that could have
either
been
way,
his vision.
I don't, we don't know, but we do know that we would love to hear from you this morning about your pets. Have you got a super smart one, perhaps?
Yeah.
someone super dumb. But
super dumb, super
cool.
friendly, you know.
Yeah. And I've got the callers out there, 1-800-316-316. I've got Natalie on the line. Natalie, I know you've got horses, so you will definitely have a story for us. Do you have a super smart pet for us?
How about super stupid?
I'd go with that. It still fits this, doesn't it?
Yes. Super is super.
You could have a theme song, super stupid.
Yeah. All our dogs have been rescues, and this particular dog is a rescue buddy, and he's definitely part Kelpie and part possibly short-haired sheepdog, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this thing about horses, and when they move, if I'm moving them, I have to keep him away because he just wants to go and nip their heels.
Oh, no.
Now, he's been kicked a few times. And once he even went to the vet because I thought, is that his brain? We can see it. It turned out it was his sinus. and he was quite injured.
Oh, no. So he's so stupid that he could get kicked in the head and still come back for more.
And he's coming back for more.
There you go.
He may not remember the previous kicks. He might just move on.
I think that's what it is.
And I just, he's the dog that, you know, every time he sees the other dog, our other dog, who's Israel, who's a beautiful dog, you know, he has to go and chase and jump on him. And Israel looks at him and just to say, what are you doing?
This is not how we behave. It sounds like a bit of a menace, actually.
He's a lovely, loyal, beautiful animal. When I have the grandchildren here, maybe that's his superpower. He literally sits there and it's like he's checking they're all safe and counting them and making sure they're all where they should be.
Well, then that's the superpower, isn't it?
Yeah.
The superpower is love.
Yeah. He's just maybe, you know, one slice of bread short of a loaf upstairs. What do you think?
But his heart's working great.
But this is a sign of intelligence, isn't it? Intelligence can learn from previous mistakes and adapt.
So you're feeling, because Andy's pitching it, that the pig is one of the most intelligent animals, Natalie. So maybe a pig dog is what you need out there with their horses.
Well, I have seen pig dogs ride skateboards.
Have you?
When I was a kid. There was a famous pig dog on Manly Beach called Nugget, and he would literally ride skateboards on his own. He could even push it along.
Amazing.
I hated him.
Wow.
He used to also like nipping your tyres of your bike, and he once chased me for about a mile just nipping it. Because I think he could smell my dog and it was just doing my head in. I hated
Really?
Nugget. And they're kind of scary dogs too, because once they latch onto something,
pig dog. They're not a pig.
They're fighting dogs. They're bred for fighting. And but anyway, he was a very clever dog, very clever, a little bit too clever.
Okay, well maybe we'll go for the dumb dog. Sorry, Natalie.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
The last Monday, actually, of July, which I'm finding hard to imagine. Like in my head, it's the beginning of July, and yet here we are, the last Monday of July.
Well, in my head, Phil, I can't believe it's...
Oh, you're not even in July?
Well, I can't believe it's like the year's almost gone. It's almost August.
It's going very
What happened
quick.
to the year, Phil?
I know. Well, look, it's wonderful. Let's go with that. It's wonderful that we're getting through. I love summer, so I'm always happy to see the movement through
counting
winter.
down.
There you go. But I do want to give a shout out to everyone listening along in Alec Town, which I always love that it's a vision town because I think how many Alexes must live in Alec Town? Well, it was named after 3 famous Alexes.
Alec Baldwin?
No, it wasn't.
That's just the name that came to my brain. I don't know.
I mean, it's
He's
a bit
a
older.
famous Alec,
it's a bit
I know.
older than that Alec. But Alexander
Could be a new town.
It could be. It's not. But at 18, to give you an idea, the first post office was the 1st of May, 1888.
Ooh.
So it's pretty old.
Long time ago.
A long time ago.
Even
So
Alec Baldwin's not quite that
no,
old.
not that old. But
old, though.
the Alexes were obviously around that time. It was Alexander Cameron, Alexander Payton, and Alexander Whitelaw. I wonder if they were all friends. They probably were. They were prospecting together.
But do you spell the town A-L-E-C? Alec?
A-L-E-C. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've abbreviated Alexander into Alec.
Which must have been their cool nickname.
There you go.
There you go. Well, Alec Town, your weather today, about 7 degrees right now, but you're feeling like it's about 3. Heading to 12, which is not that high, and it's 87.6 FM. You're listening along on.
There you go.
There you go.
Interesting,
Lots
Phil.
of facts.
Yeah, your weather reports, Phil, are better than you get on the news. That's
Are they?
for sure.
Oh,
Well,
thank
we've
you.
got a little history things in there, little
Facts and
stories
figures.
behind the
Oh,
town names. Very
thank
nice,
you.
very interesting. Well, I've just got a Bible verse here, and it says we're in Colossians last week, Phil,
yes.
chapter 4, verse 5, walk in wisdom toward those who are outside, meaning those who aren't saved yet, redeeming the time.
It's interesting. I love that turn of phrase, redeeming the time. That's an interesting one, isn't it?
It is.
When you hear it in there.
I was more thinking about walking in wisdom towards those who were outside. I actually shared in a church yesterday about personal evangelism. So I'm all about just connecting to non-Christians in a way that is real, authentic, also powerful and biblical. And that's, I think, what he's referring to there, just walk in wisdom. In other words, you've got to be wise to win souls.
Yeah. Well, Paul was very much like that. Like you see it, he talks about, hey, when I was with this type of person, I used this language. When I was with someone else, I used a different language.
Yeah. To the Jew, I became a Jew. To the Greek, I became a
He was
Greek.
always trying to make sure he was using terms and ideas that would connect best with the
Language.
people. Yeah, he wasn't. He
reference
wasn't being
points.
weird.
Exactly.
He was being normal.
I mean, let's be honest, there is a lot of weirdness to our Christianity because we believe in lots of weird things. But like I actually said this yesterday, that's not an excuse for us to be weird for the sake of it.
Yeah, good.
So you got to walk in wisdom. So I like that verse.
So good. Well, there you go. Well, when we're talking about Colossians, we finished up Colossians last week.
We did. We smashed it.
So we did smash it. So we're jumping into a new book for our Bible study, and I put it out over the weekend. It has been a neck and neck race, like as in there's one vote in it.
So we can't even call it now, can we, Phil? We're going to
No.
wait till the last minute.
We are.
And you're either going to get, well, I am going to, spoiler alert, it's
Okay.
either going to be Esther or James. It's going to be
There
one
you
of those
go.
two.
Well, look, Andy's giving it away, but yes, it's either, because they're quite different. You're either getting the book of James, written by James, or the book of Esther, which is another love story.
Written by someone.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
Every day we do a little Bible study together.
We do, Phil, and we've had the online poll, haven't we, about who the next, or which book we would next do, and two were clear winners, weren't they, Phil, on that poll?
Look, we put it out on Saturday morning, and James immediately sprinted ahead. Like he was the book of James. He was out, he was running, but then there was a late entrant who just took over. Esther, the book of Esther, which is my favourite book of the Bible.
It is a good
And
book.
I didn't vote, so I'm not trying to...
No bias
No
here.
bias. But Esther came for a late charge and has overtaken, only just though, like it's neck and neck.
Do you think that says something about the fact that a lot of women are on social media, Phil? A lot of female votes there?
Wow. Well, let me have a look. I can tell you, not everyone is it. No, there's plenty of men,
So
actually.
males have voted too. That's good.
Males have voted for
Would
that
you
book.
believe me if I said, Phil, that Esther's one of my favourite books as well?
Yeah, I would believe it
Mm.
because it's such a good story of God intervening during a challenging time and bringing deliverance to his people.
Yeah.
Because we see that through the Bible is time and time again, there are people coming up against the children of Israel, and God had to keep the children of Israel alive and well because eventually Jesus was going to come.
Yeah.
And in fact, this is only about 400 to 500 years before Jesus' birth
Yeah.
when this happens.
Yeah.
There were constant attacks upon this group of people.
Yeah, you're right. And so there's a great spiritual theme and message to this book. But just like Ruth, there's also a very human tale too, isn't there, Phil? Because it is a story of a woman who, and we don't want to, well, I am going to ruin the story. I mean,
Are you?
who
Spoiler alert.
becomes a princess, she becomes a queen, she marries the wealthiest, most prominent figure in the world at that time, like the world leader. She marries him. She obviously falls in love with him, and then her uncle's involved. Like, it's a great human story.
Yes.
But like I said, but behind all that, there's this deep spiritual story as well of God preserving his people and making sure that his will is done in the earth.
And it's interesting, and we will jump into Esther, but perhaps if you see where it sits in the Bible, it might be helpful because it comes, so if you're in it's the Old Testament, and we see God starts off. Really, one of the key people is a guy called Abraham. Abraham, he has Isaac. Isaac has Jacob. Jacob has a number of sons. They become and Jacob's name gets changed to Israel, so they become the sons of Israel.
Yes.
Yeah, the children, and then the children of Israel.
Abraham's kind of a big deal in the Bible, isn't
It's
he,
kind
Phil?
of a big deal, but it took me a while to put them all together. They end up in Egypt.
Yes.
And a guy called Moses, who you might have heard of, he leads them free and promises this promised land, which he'd spoken to Abraham about.
Long time ago.
A long time ago, right? They end up in this promised land, and God gives them some rules, some things that they have to do. And if they don't do it, he says, you guys are going to end up in captivity.
613 laws, Phil.
Well, and guess what? Did they do well with those laws?
Well, throughout their history, there's times when they did and there's
Yes.
times when they didn't.
Yes.
And God warned them at the beginning. He said, look, if you break my rules, if you break my laws, you're going to lose your blessing. And that happens. So many times when they left God's word behind, they stopped obeying the word of God, they were invaded, they were plundered, and they're often carried away as captives, as prisoners. And we see this several times in the Old Testament. And you know what? There's a modern analogy to that, Phil. As Christians, it's the same. We sometimes get a bit lazy, a bit slack with our faith, and we can sometimes not be as obedient as other times. And when we are obedient, we definitely walk in the blessing of God, but we can actually walk out of that blessing ourselves, can't we?
And that's exactly what happened here, is that as a result, you might have known of this guy's name is the King Nebuchadnezzar, and he ends up taking them all into captivity. The temple's ruined. They have to go and live in Babylon. You might know of Daniel in the lion's den. There's some guys, but God's still raising them up. He's still protecting his people, but they're not in the best place that God had prepared for them. And this is where we see at this point where Esther comes into the picture, is that they've actually come to the point that they're through that captivity and they've actually been allowed to return home. Some of them are starting to return to the promised land. So if you know some of those books that are before it, Ezra, Nehemiah, the book of Haggai, it's kind of around that time that this story is happening. Some of them are still living in Persia, and this is what's happening in the book of Esther.
And, Phil, as an undergraduate, with a history degree who did ancient history at university, what I love about the Old Testament is everything we understand from ancient history is confirmed in the Old Testament. You just mentioned the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire, there's the Assyrian Empire, there's the Egyptian Empire. All of those periods of history, we know historically they existed. All those people groups existed. Like if you go to the British Museum in London, which is probably the biggest museum in the world, I suspect, it has an area for each one of these empires, and you can go to the Egyptian one, the Assyrian one, the Babylonian one, and the Roman one and the Greek one, and all those empires are actually mentioned in the Old Testament.
Amazing.
So when someone says to you, "Oh, the Bible's just a book of fairy tales," well, actually, it's not.
No.
Because of the context of the Bible, even the Old Testament books are all backed up by archaeology and by ancient literature, which we still have records of today. And so, you're right. So Queen Esther finds herself, she was just Esther, in the Persian Empire, which was then the most powerful empire in the world. So history confirms, Phil, that this book of the Bible is true.
And it's not a fairy tale, which I think is really important. As you're jumping into the book, there's real emotions, there's a real situation happening.
There's real love, Phil.
There is. Well, I would like to think that she loved. But I also think, and I hadn't ever previously, some of these kings, they may not have been the most lovable.
No.
They're real people with real egos, and this king is not a godly king. He didn't know our God. So not necessarily, he probably wasn't the nicest guy.
Wasn't the best human, Phil.
No, but yet Esther has been placed in a situation where she is given the opportunity to save or not to save all of the Israelite people. And I don't think we have time to jump into it today.
We will, though, Phil, over the coming weeks. But it is an amazing book. And as you know, Phil, I do a podcast. I'm going to give it a shameless plug. It's called Faith Boost. I've just been on Esther now for about 3 or 4 weeks. I can't get out of that book. There's so many. But again, there's lots of New Testament truth in the book of Esther, which we can actually apply today.
Well, we will jump into Esther 1 tomorrow. If you would like to jump in and have a sneak peek, you certainly can. And I encourage you to. As a teenager, this was one of those books that even when I found it hard to read the rest of the Bible, Esther was a book that I could easily read and get energized by. So if you've got even a teenage girl in your life and you're like, hey, what could I give her to read? Give her the book of Esther. You actually can't go wrong. It's a really fun, well, not fun, but it's an interesting book about God's saving grace and how he can use women for incredible purposes. So I encourage you, get the people in your life and perhaps read Esther together. We'll be doing that as a family.
It's going to be awesome, Phil. It's going to be awesome.
Always encouraging and always fun. Rise and shine on Vision.
There's been some big news over the weekend, Andy.
Yes, Hulk Hogan, the former professional wrestler, Phil, he passed away on Friday. Wow. And this was massive news because Hulk Hogan has been described as a cultural icon. He was just one of those figures in the 80s and 90s in the entertainment industry who everyone knew his face, everyone knew his body, everyone knew what he looked like in a pair of underwear because he was massive. And for a long time, he was like the champion of the the World Wrestling Association, whatever it's called. I mean, which is kind of ironic. It's not really a sport, is it? It's not like they actually compete. It's acting.
Because it is acting.
But everyone treats it like it's a real... I never personally got into it.
No.
But he made the sport huge. He made that thing, whatever it was. It's not really a sport. Huge. And I loved him because he actually appeared in one of the Rocky movies as well. And and he did things like that. So he sort of branched wrestling out into the mainstream media. So it was huge news, Phil, that he passed away on Friday.
As a Christian, though, there's a really good outcome, isn't there, Andy?
Yeah, look, in the last few years, Phil, a lot of people who were big celebrities in the 80s and 90s have found a faith in Jesus, including Sylvester Stallone, who I just mentioned. I think Mr. T from Rocky 3 also is a Christian. Yeah, Chuck Norris is a Christian. All the good ones are Christians, Phil. And Hulk Hogan definitely found a faith in Jesus. So we know that when he passed away last week that he definitely was a believer in Jesus.
Oh, praise God. Here actually is a little piece from Hulk Hogan recorded.
The only thing that is really real is the stuff that's going to last forever. You know, your faith and your belief in God and knowing that, you know, once you're a Christian, you've accepted Christ as your Savior. You know, you're not going to perish, but you're going to have everlasting life. That belief in itself and that faith is what's pretty much the only thing that's real to me, you know.
That's the voice of Hulk Hogan talking about his faith in Jesus.
How good's that?
Wonderful.
Yeah, and even towards the end of his life, he actually got quite vocal in the political space. He was a big endorser of Donald Trump, and I think he was one of the key celebrity figures in that Trump election campaign last year that really voiced their support for Trump and made it kind of mainstream and okay to be a Trump supporter. So, yeah, really interesting guy. Always sad when someone passes away, Phil, but also good to know that they know Jesus when they do pass away.
And a great opportunity for us to be praying for those in the public eye.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it is one of those things, isn't it, that everyone needs Jesus. And
Absolutely.
so it's a great opportunity to be in prayer for whoever you're seeing and say, hey, that they have that divine intersection.
Yeah, especially for this celebrity class, Phil, because there is a celebrity class in the world today because, you know, you just watch their lives. They all seem to just have these really messy lives, and it just proves yet again money and fame and success and popularity, it doesn't satisfy people. And one of the Beatles even said it. He said the scariest thing about climbing to the top of the mountain is when you get there, you realise there's nothing there. Yeah, and these people have really empty lives. So we can look at celebrity or influencers online and go, oh, wow, I wish I was like them. But really, we should, like you said, we should be praying for them because they need to know Jesus. Without Jesus, no one is satisfied.
Yeah, praise God. Well, Andy, thank you for taking us through. I have to say Hulk Hogan is one of those. I do have a picture in my head. But
you're not a wrestling fan.
I probably haven't spent a lot of time watching.
Well, neither am I because it was fake. I never got into it. Some people love that stuff. Yes. I found it a bit unusual, but they were amazing athletes. They were so strong. And they were throwing each other around. Like, I'm not saying it's not a sport in that sense because they're athletes, but it was fake in the sense that they knew who was going to win.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was scripted, yeah.
Which actually is probably the type of fight I wouldn't mind being.
Unless you're getting thrown around by Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant. That was another one of the characters. Andre the Giant, yeah.
There you go.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
And we're pretty excited, Andy.
We have a visitor in the studio today, Phil, and his name is Pastor Sam. Pastor Sam, we feel like we haven't seen you for a while. We've been missing you, brother.
That's true. It has been a while.
Yeah. Whenever you come in, you always bring this great gospel message for us. And today it's about grace, strengthening our grace muscles. But before we get there, you've come in and you've got this huge puffer jacket on,
Looks
which
so
I respect.
warm.
I'm a big fan of puffer jackets. But you've still got, which I'm learning now, the pluggers on.
Yes.
So your feet look freezing, and then from up top, you're like fully
warm as toast.
Warm as toast. What's the thinking behind that outfit?
Oh, there's not thinking.
Phil's now analysing.
Wrong question. There's no thinking. The problem is the absence of thinking.
Is it because, Sam, you got a choice? I got to put socks on. I got to find some socks, then put shoes on. I just put the pluggers on.
It's so much work to put socks and shoes on.
To choose the socks and the shoes.
To find matching socks, matching shoes.
Thank you.
It's too much.
Shoes.
It's too much.
But the jacket. So you're fine. You're like actually in waist up as long as I'm warm.
As long as I'm toasty up top. Yeah,
is that what we're going with?
Well, we're talking about socks. Sorry, Sam, to take away our Bible study time here, but do you have the problem in your household too that you always miss socks? There's always one missing sock.
Oh, yeah.
What happens to them? Have you got an answer for this? This problem?
I blame the
can't
children.
work it out.
I blame the children.
Well, what do? They eat them, or are they giving them to the pets, or what's going on?
Yeah, no, I think they eat them. Yeah.
That's the
I've assumed.
Throw them out the window, maybe.
Just assume they're
capable of
eaten.
anything, yeah.
We'll just go with that.
And I don't know, it does my head in that I have a missing sock. I'm like, I want to find this missing sock. I want a pair again. I don't
Do
like
you?
having odd
It's
socks.
like a mystery. It's to be solved.
And I can't solve it. I've been unable to solve
it's
it.
an
up until now.
unsolvable mystery.
So now I'm going to try and buy socks all the same colours, all black and all white. That way
You
don't-
should do that.
Yeah, I think that's
So we
the
have
answer.
done that. I have an enormous amount of the exact same
Yes,
sock
we do
now.
the
Yes.
same.
Champion white socks.
Nice. All the same.
And as long as they're even the kids with the small feet, they still get the same price. There's some of the kids, they're like these
That's
massive
true.
socks on them. You will wear them. You'll grow in eventually.
You grow into it. Yeah, that's the problem when the kids get older. Like my son, he's 17 now.
Yeah.
You know, like similar size foot and oh no.
Yeah, I just put them all in the one thing. I'm like, go fend for yourself, people.
Oh, that's smart.
I don't even match them.
Everyone's just sharing socks now, are they?
Whatever. It's not my
free-for-all
problem.
out there.
It's a free for all. It's a sock for all. That's what it is.
Sounds like chaos.
Yes, well, I like to think it's a bit of chaos there.
And moving on from the chaos, Phil, and the sock wars, let's have a Bible study. Pastor Sam, what have you got for us today?
Well, I was. It's not uncommon for Christians throughout the Bible, and I think for Christians today, if we're very honest, to feel very weak at times, feel frail, feel overwhelmed, worry that we might get overwhelmed by whatever's going on in our lives, and that is not uncommon in the Bible. Paul writes to his son Timothy in the Bible, and I think Timothy sometimes gets a tough rap. People call him, timid Timothy, naturally fearful and naturally timid and a warrior. Yeah, he gets that kind of reputation. Timid Timothy.
I've never done that.
It's not fair, is it? I
I
don't think
didn't
that's
even
very
think
nice.
that
It's
of him.
unfair.
It's not very nice.
And I think I like to say, if you were in Timothy's shoes, how would you be going?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Paul, your father in the faith, is in prison.
Yes. I always
About
thought
to
he did
die
great
soon.
stuff.
Yeah, and so I like to think of him. I read a commentator say this once. Instead of timid Timothy, we should call him typical Timothy.
Yeah.
Because I
like
think
that.
facing similar circumstances and the prospect of suffering coming for gospel ministry, that you would feel a bit fearful, etc. So in Paul's final letter to Timothy, in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1, Paul gives him this encouragement. He says to Timothy, be strengthened by the grace that is in Christ Jesus. I love that.
Yeah.
So he calls him to be strengthened, and that's, again, who doesn't need to be strengthened? But it's not that Timothy can be strong in himself. It's passive. It's like someone needs to do this to you, or something outside of yourself will come in and give you strengthening.
That's
And so what is it? He doesn't just say, be strong, Timothy, because Timothy might go, yeah, but,
In myself, I can't be.
yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
right.
So what do you got
Yeah.
for me? And if you say that to like brothers and sisters in Christ, you go,
Because you can't on your own.
yeah, you say,
right?
be strong. You're like, yeah, but like, I'm not. So have you got something for me?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Paul doesn't just say that. He says, be strengthened what by? By grace that is in Christ Jesus. Again, I think that's surprising.
Yeah.
When I think of like physical strength, and Andy knows about this, he's a gym guy. What happens when you get what
Why
do
is
you
Phil
have?
laughing, Pastor Sam? I'm trying to interpret the laughter.
I didn't think
Is
it was
there an
funny. It wasn't a
interpretation?
joke. I was very serious.
She's laughing a lot, Pastor Sam. I think as she's thinking about Hulk Hogan, and now she's comparing Andy to Hulk Hogan.
Maybe.
I think she's thinking there's no
Similarities.
comparison.
The similarities.
There's
That
so
was-
many.
We've both got red underwear, yeah.
Wow.
Didn't need to know.
No need for that.
You know
But
now.
it's on the inside.
No,
It's
thank
on the
you.
outside.
No, thank you.
Well, it's the person on the inside that matters, apparently.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
where the Lord looks.
Strength on the inside. God's grace.
And so Paul says that here is the key to your strengthening
this is
that
good.
comes from the outside.
Yes,
And that
yes.
is grace. And, when we go to the gym or we want to get physically strong, it's more of a regimen, isn't it? It's like, do this. You keep the right diet. You tick all these boxes and you'll get stronger.
Yep.
And so when we think about spiritual strength, we think, okay, do this. But Paul doesn't give him a list of things to do. It's a thing to almost remember.
Yeah.
Remember
Lean into.
the grace that is in Christ Jesus. That grace is not something that just saves us, of course. It
Yeah.
does save us. We're saved by grace.
Yeah.
But it's not left at salvation. Grace is kind of something I needed when I was unsaved.
A sinner.
A sinner. Grace is something that I need every day. You know, John Newton said, "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me." But he also said, "It's grace hath brought me safe thus far, and it's grace that will lead me home."
Yeah.
I find strength just remembering that Christ has done everything for me.
Yeah.
I'm secure in him forever. He perfectly loves me.
Yeah.
It's not up and down. I'm as saved today as I was yesterday, despite my failings and my weaknesses and all of those things. So if I just will, by God's grace, not look to myself for strength, but look outside of myself to Christ, and he's everything already accomplished for me, my brother, my God, my Savior, then I'm strengthened from within and can face a world that is, tumultuous and overwhelming at times. But I have Christ.
Yeah. Man,
So
that's a good message.
I always think, I love that message, the idea of grace being God's ability on your behalf.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you think of, okay, when I see that word grace, hey, what have I got? God's ability on my behalf for facing whatever I'm going to be stepping into today.
That's right. And because you're looking outside of yourself to one who is infinite, it means there's an infinite supply of grace.
Yes.
Amen.
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 So good, Pastor Sam. Pastor Sam is from the Coomera Baptist Church, which is on the Gold Coast, and he is a regular contributor here on Vision. And as always, brother, you've really encouraged us today. That is such a good message.
Oh, yeah, I need it. So,
The best muscle of them all, the muscle of grace.
yeah. Stretch that muscle. Work it out.
That's it. Work it, baby. Work it.
Look to Christ. I think it was Robert Murray McShane that said, for every one look at yourself, take 10 looks at Christ.
Oh, I like that.
That's a good one. That's tweetable.
That is. You could tweet that.
I like that.
He lived, a few hundred years ago, so
He would have tweeted it if he could have.
didn't tweet it.
He would have.
So you could take that tweet and, all good.
You could quote tweet.
Make it your own.
Yes.
Well, Pastor Sam, thank you so much for joining us on Rise and Shine.
Pleasure.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and Shine on Vision.
I read about a cat in New Zealand, fella, who they're calling Leonardo da Vinci because he stole 150 items from neighbours' homes, including stuffed toys, cashmere wool jumpers, and even underwear.
And you're saying it could be like a bit of a Robin Hood situation.
I'm going to be positive, Phil. I'm going to say that he was a little Robin Hood at heart. He wanted to steal from the rich and give to the poor, but his owners intercepted the stolen goods before he could distribute them to the poor.
Oh, so they're actually ruining his good-hearted gesture.
So instead of being Robin Hood, the cat, he's now Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh.
He's known as a thief.
You think he's got the wrong... He's
getting a bad rap. He was just trying to be a good cat and actually help the more, economically challenged in his community.
Yeah, not a cat burglar.
No, not a cat burglar.
He's actually doing the right stuff. Well, we put the call out there this morning. Do you have a super pet for us? Can your pet do something either very good or maybe very bad?
Very stupid, mate.
Very stupid. 1-800-316-316 is the number to call. I've got Warren on the line. Warren, do you have a super pet for us?
We own a Newfie.
A Newfie?
What's that?
A Newfoundland.
A Newfoundland? Is that a type of dog?
It is.
Okay.
Most easy way to describe a Newfoundland is a black Saint Bernard.
Okay, big.
Nice.
Well, Andy wanted to know whether they could still save people buried in snow.
Like rescue dogs, yeah.
No, they actually are rescue dogs. They're actually water dogs.
Water dogs.
Rescue dogs.
Oh, that's very good.
So they can swim out and rescue a human in
So
the
they
water.
really are. A bit of a super dog then. So how do they
actually over in Canada, they actually use them as lifesavers.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine you're struggling in the water, everything's going bad, and then out through the waves comes a dog.
A little four-legged friend to rescue.
You cling on to it?
I wouldn't say little.
Oh, okay.
A big four-legged friend.
Yeah,
But what a great dog. That really is man's best friend, isn't it, when a dog's rescuing you when you're going to drown? That's awesome.
Wow.
I reckon Nanny on Peter Pan was actually a Newfoundland.
Oh, there you
So
go.
have you ever had to use these skills, Warren?
I did because my oldest daughter, when she was like 2 years old, she likes playing in the water dish.
Okay.
Dog. And I told her so many times, don't do it.
Yeah.
You're playing in. So our puppy dog decided to walk up there, dug his paw in the water, and slapped her across the face.
Slapped her.
Wow.
Wow. It was like, you know what, I'm taking matters into my own hands. Really?
Yeah, wasn't hard enough to say, hey, this is my water dish, stay out.
Yes.
And would you believe she never went back?
There you go. Smart dog.
And when I saw that, I thought, wow, did I just see what I saw?
There you go.
Amazing.
There you go. Well, Warren, sounds like a wonderful dog. I do want to see one in action. Maybe when we go to Tassie,
I'd love to
if
take
we
one
go
with us,
swimming,
Phil.
maybe
Yeah.
we need one.
Wouldn't
Just
that be
because you
nice?
were saying
As backup.
there could be some sharks or anything in the Bass Strait
gonna be
if we go
cold.
swimming. If we go swimming, and then maybe we could take the dog with us.
Like if we get a cramp in
we
the
get a
water,
cramp.
one of those little rescue dogs
I'm
would
not
be
planning
really
on going
nice.
deep enough that I could get a cramp. Would be dangerous. But yes.
Just Google them and you'll see what they're like.
Yeah, no, they sound
very good.
amazing. Sound
Warren,
amazing.
thank you so much. Love it.
Okay, guys, you take care.
There's a super pet.
I like those dogs.
Do you? Well, we need one of them for Tassie.
I think we should take one to Tassie.
So Andy and I, if you missed last week, there was a call out, a mayoral invite to head to Tasmania, the Mayor of Burnie,
Yep.
and we've had official permission has come through
Management.
to say we can go.
Yep.
But we have some details to fine tune,
Including the dog.
including the dog.
And I'll be honest with you, Phil, I'm pretty old school. I don't want to pay for a dog to go on the plane. So
Oh, no.
is there anyone in Tassie with one of these dogs who could maybe lend it to us for the
Okay.
morning swim?
Just for that.
Just so we have a lend.
And to be fair, because part of the swim, the discussion is, should we go to Tassie? That's been a tick. Should we swim?
Yeah.
Because the Mayor of Burnie, Teeny, she swims every day.
Every day.
She's quite insistent. That's still a maybe, I think. So,
It's a maybe for Phil. It's a yes for Andy.
but either way, it's how deep. Do you go deep enough that you need a dog? I'm not. That wasn't in my head. But anyway, we'll put the call out. If you've got a super dog, we may need one. If you could
I
let
think
us know.
I might need a couple of dogs. Have you ever heard the saying in the old days, like
How many dogs do you
the
need out there?
stockmen and the country workers, they would say if it was a really cold night, it was a 2-dog night because they'd actually sleep with their dogs near them to keep them warm. So if it was a 1-dog night, that was pretty cold, but a 2-dog night, really cold. So yeah, I might need a couple of these dogs in Tassie when I come out of the water,
right.
just to lie on the beach and just sort of get my body warmth back.
Yes. Well, I always think of that with puffer jackets. I'm like, that's a 1 puffer jacket or that's a double.
Unless Martini approves us to have a fire on the beach, I don't know if that's legal.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that wouldn't
Probably
be
won't be.
legal.
Well, it's going to have to be a 2-dog morning then, isn't it? I need a couple of dogs, a couple of warm dogs.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
Last week of July. So if you have things to do in July, this is your time to shine.
You better do it.
I'm not one, but some people do better in those last, like they're a procrastinator, with assignments and things. I used to do mine well in advance.
Oh, very organised are we, Phil?
Yeah, because I don't like I don't like to feel stress.
Yeah.
I'd rather be organised.
Some of us perform better though, Phil, under pressure.
That's what I'm thinking. This is like your week.
You know the answer to the
I
question.
do.
don't you,
I'm
Phil?
going to ask Andy, were you like a last-minute hero?
Of course.
Of course you were. And that's why it's interesting. Yes. But some people do. So if you're that person and you're like, I'm going to leave it in July, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, I'm going to paint the house. You have, this is it. Feel the pressure.
Okay, you've diverted away from academic things.
Oh, okay. So what about in normal life?
No, I have a motto. A friend of mine, one of the most successful people I know,
Yes.
his motto was, do it now.
Excellent.
And I've just got this thing in life, Phil. I always listen to older, wiser, or more successful people than me. And so I've adopted that, and I've tried to adopt that in my kids' lives as well.
Yeah, it's
do
good.
it now. Instead of thinking I'll do it tomorrow or next week, if I know something needs to be done and I can do it right now, I'm going to do it right now.
Great.
Smash
It's
it.
actually good with emails, can I just say?
Yes.
The one-touch policy.
Yes.
So if you can do that I've found that helps you get through
Totally.
things more.
Yeah.
Otherwise they sit there and I'll come back to it and you never do. You
never
miss
do.
it. If you can, open it. If you can deal with it right now, that's actually quite a good process.
Well, I used to teach, professional development subjects in the corporate space, and so that was one of the things, time management. To manage your time, when you look at emails, you've got to be mentally ready to respond to them and action them. Otherwise, don't look at them.
Yeah.
Because you're just wasting your time.
It is. There you go. Well, I need to do the weather.
How did we get into that, Phil?
Well, there we go. Because it's the last week of July, we're pretty excited.
Oh, that's right.
But
And we didn't even talk about Christmas in July because we don't want to. I've never done it.
Andy's
and I
not keen
probably
on that.
never will.
There you go. I'm warming up to the idea.
Oh, yeah?
I might do it next year.
But it's not warm, it's winter.
Well, that's the point. But the idea, I like the idea of, anyway, I like celebrations. Inglewood, I wanted to give you a shout out.
Inglewood.
It's heading west along the Cunningham Highway, 91 k's east of Goondiwindi.
Goondiwindi, yeah.
Yeah, it's this agricultural town area, beautiful part of the world, with lush lavender.
Yep.
Along with a lot of other things, but
Yep.
that's one of them.
Yeah, you can see lavender farms there.
Yeah,
I've driven
beautiful.
through there many times, actually.
Gorgeous. 7 degrees right now and heading to 15. So I
Oh, that's
wonder-
nice. That's actually quite a nice spread of temperature.
Mostly sunny. A few showers over the granite belt, but less likely this afternoon.
There you go. Well, we are in the book of Colossians still, Phil. Earlier today, I read out Colossians chapter 4, verse 5. Now it's going to be verse 6. Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer each one.
Isn't that good?
So good.
It's a picture, isn't it? Seasoned with salt. Because salt makes things more yummy, doesn't it?
Yeah, more palatable.
Enhances the flavour.
And this is a verse straight after walk in wisdom towards those who are outside. In other words, when you're talking to an unbeliever about your faith or about anything, just think about what you say before you say it. Season it with salt. Salt, obviously, Jesus said, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. So I think what I interpret that as meaning is, make sure what you're saying is got a little bit of gospel in it for someone. Just help them on their journey towards the Lord.
And enhances the flavour of what you're saying so it comes across even better than it would. And you can pray for that too.
There you go.
You know, coming up next, we have some tickets to give away.
Oh, what for, Phil?
There are tickets to the first hymn. It's going to be in cinemas, open slather.
July 31.
But only for a week.
Okay.
And so there are some tickets to give away. We'll tell you how to go in the draw for those.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
That is Chris Tomlin. The song is The First Hymn. And there is a wonderful movie that goes along with, or a documentary of how that particular hymn has come about, because it's got an incredible story, doesn't it, Andy?
It's an 1,800-year-old song, Phil, that's from ancient Egypt. Archaeologists found it last century, and Chris Tomlin and Ben Fielding, the Aussie songwriter, have actually turned it into a modern song. And the film documentary about that is called The First Hymn, and it's going to be released in cinemas this week across Australia on the 31st of July. And having seen the movie now, Phil, I can honestly say it's worth going to. It is a great film.
Well, if you're wondering, here's a little piece from the trailer.
The Christian hymn is a remarkable discovery.
Archaeologists had no idea what they'd uncovered. An 1,800-year-old Christian hymn, the first to be discovered with words and music.
It's not even a page, really. It's just 30 centimetres by 5 centimetres. But it provides amazing early evidence, not only of the beliefs and spread of Christianity, but also of its music.
So that is the trailer, and we've actually had some people already go along and have a look at the movie.
Premieres, yeah.
So if you're wondering, should I take a friend to this? Is it any good? Let me play you some of the reactions as to people as they've been coming out of these premieres.
It was amazing, honestly. It was very cool to get a peek into what the world might have been like way back then, especially the music.
I don't feel the songs singing in English because I'm a Spanish speaker, but that one I feel it completely, like I was like, God, the Trinity was there.
It was very powerful to hear the journey of how it came about and just the richness of what is involved.
It was awesome. So good. Really amazing to see them unpack what the lyrics mean and the way all the different elements and all the different experts that they consulted and engaged to bring the music to life was pretty incredible.
And there are so many more, to be honest. I could go on and on and on. People loving seeing this in process. But the first hymn, it'll only be, we believe, for a week. Sometimes they get a little bit longer, but probably a week. And there are some double passes to give away.
Woo-hoo.
I know.
How do we win a double pass, Phil?
They are drawn today at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So you haven't got long. So if you're listening to this now, this is one of those do it now moments.
Do it now.
You have to go to vision.org.au/giveaway.
Okay.
Pop your details in and you'll go in the draw. So I'll give it to you one more time. Are you ready? vision.org.au/giveaway. There are double passes up for grabs so you can take someone along with you. But it does close at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Not long away.
Which is basically 2 hours from now.
2 hours from now.
So get there.
So do it now.
Yes.
And in other news, Chris Tomlin, the writer of that, along with Ben Fielding.
The co-writer.
But you might know him from some of these songs, like this one. You know that song? He's had billions of downloads.
8 billion, I believe.
Can you imagine? 8 billion. This one? Those bangers of songs.
Oh, he's the writer of many bangers.
He has 30 years of it. Here's another one. That's Chris Tomlin, and he is going to be joining us here on Rise and Shine tomorrow.
Amazing.
So watch out for that as well.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
We had a dog growing up, and the dog wasn't well trained. He'd been abandoned by someone, and we'd taken him in.
Yeah.
Mum sort of did it just because us kids were so like, please, please. He ended up with his dog. And the dog used to at night time just run to neighbours, and it would grab bits off their line and bring it back to the house, or chickens or bits, but it would leave it at the back door like it's kind of an offering to the house.
He was trying to impress you guys.
I think he was, but Mum wasn't impressed. And my brother, who then it was like, that's your dog for somehow, he would have to go and walk down and find the neighbours who
and return the goods.
Return the goods or the chicken. Yeah, I remember that. But it wasn't 150 items.
Was there a chicken alive, or had it passed away?
So. I think it
was a deceased chicken.
By that point.
You don't really want a dead chicken returned to you, do you?
No, I don't know. Poor Simon.
Personally, I would have just let that one go.
Would you let that one go to the keeper?
Yeah, put it in the bin. Okay, nothing
hard.
to see here.
There you go.
It's a dead chook.
Yeah. So our dog JJ, very locked up. Like he is completely bound. I think he would escape. But there you go. Maybe you've got a pet that's got some sort of powerful purpose.
Well, Leonardo da Vinci is obviously a very clever kitten because 150 items. Apparently, one of them was like a $300 cashmere woolen jumper.
Yes,
so expensive taste for a cat as well.
It hasn't made us put the call out this morning, though. Do you have a super pet? Maybe a super hero pet or a super villain pet? Or just one with interesting powers.
Or an unusual pet.
1-800-316-316 is the number to call. And I can see we've got Chris on the line with a flying pet of some kind. What have you got, Chris?
Yeah, we rescued this magpie as a baby, and then it sort of grew up with the cats, and eventually it thought it was a cat. You'd see the cat come screaming down the pathway, and the magpie would be flying right above it. It used to race around with the cat.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was, it'd see, you know how cats lie on their side and sort of put spa when they're a bit lie in the sun and a bit lazy?
Yeah.
It used to do that with the magpie. You'd see the magpie and the cat lying on their side.
Really?
Sort of sparring with their feet.
So the cats didn't eat the magpie?
No, they...
Those guys are really gory. Sort of.
Cats normally would be not friends. Like they're mutual enemies. I thought they were like that was a natural.
Phil's trying to turn this into a horror story. Chris, your poor pet Maggie, and Phil's visualising it getting eaten by a cat.
I'm just trying to put them all in my head. Now you've got the magpie lying down next to its natural predator,
Foot sparring the cat. Yeah. I love it. Did you give the Maggie a name?
No, I can't remember. Probably Maggie.
Maggie.
I think the cat thought it was a flying cat.
Okay, so they're both confused.
I thought it was a cat.
It was actually the same colour as the cat.
Oh, so there you go.
Black and white cat.
So there was a natural, just part of the family. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And so did the magpie, because I have a bit of an issue with magpies. There's some, as a kid, I had a lot of attacks from magpies.
You were a target, were you?
I was a target. I'm not a mass. I know people love them, but I had a number of bad experiences where blood came out of my head as a result of the magpie. So
they really liked you.
Well, you could say that. So, but this magpie, it never started swooping or anything then?
No, it eventually obviously was driven by lust and sort of flew off.
Driven by lust. It went looking for a girlfriend, did it?
Yeah, the sight of the cat wasn't appropriate.
It didn't have what it needed. So off he went. Oh, no.
And it never turned up one day with a couple of babies to show off and say, hey, look at this is my new family.
Yeah,
didn't come home.
Right.
No, it never came back.
Okay.
Sadly.
Yeah.
That's so funny. How did you rescue it? Like you found it obviously in a nest, or where was it when you found it?
Oh, I think it had probably fallen out of a nest.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember that part of it.
Very good.
Well, I've never heard of a pet Maggie before. I'm like Phil. I'm not a big fan of magpies. They're not my favourite birds. But they do serve a purpose, though, don't they?
They do. They're important. God's creation and all, but...
That's right.
Well, if you're a cyclist, you've got plenty of stories about magpies. Exactly. I've got a bit missing off my ear from a magpie.
Wow.
Is that right?
Oh, well, that's even worse.
They seem to pick on cyclists.
They do. They're not a big fan of a bike.
Yeah.
Well, we are a big fan of that story, though. Fabulous.
Good on you, Chris.
Okay.
Thank you so much. There's still time if you have a wonderful pet that you want to give a shout out to.
Yeah.
1-800-316-316.
I don't think I've ever heard of a pet Maggie before. That's
Never.
a really unusual one.
People do love feeding them, though.
They do.
So maybe they do, there's some positive to that. Maybe they give back in some way. I don't know.
Sounds like you've been hurt, Phil, by too many Maggies over the years.
Literally hurt, I think. Physically hurt.
And you haven't really worked through that. You don't like them, do you, Phil? Be honest with me.
No,
Phil.
I don't. I don't think I'm supposed to say that. I feel bad.
But you've been pecked in the head.
I have, and
they drew blood.
It used to. We would come out the front door. We were on acreage.
Yeah.
And I'd have to go down a huge driveway to the road to get to school, like before I could even get to. So I would come out the front door. They would come under the front door to try and get us.
Really?
And then all the way to the road, they would be coming at me. I'd wear this big orange stack hat to try and keep my head safe.
But maybe to them that was a target.
Well, even if you didn't have the stack hat, it would still be going at you. If you're in the pool, it would come down and grab you, so you'd have to stay under the water.
Whoa.
Like, it was pretty aggressive.
These are next level Maggies,
That's
Phil.
my problem.
No wonder you don't like them.
Oh, I know. So
You've really been tainted by this experience, haven't you?
Sorry, I know they're beautiful, and there's people who love them. So I
Stop
do
lying,
realise
Phil. They're not beautiful, Phil. That sounds ugly to me.
Well, it wasn't good. Nowadays, there's probably someone in council who would come and assist. But
You think?
in those days,
You get a lot of faith in council, Phil. More than me.
I don't know. Anyway, look, we're going to head to the news headlines. Thank you for the counselling, though, Andy.
That's okay.
I
Here
don't
to
feel
help,
like
Phil.
I fixed anything.
Here to help. Well, we can work through it. It'll take a few sessions. You can't expect first session to fix everything. Ask any
At this
counsellor.
point, it's just all come out. So.
That's right. We'll
go.
work with that information moving forward, and we'll get some healing and some wholeness.
You
I'm
can
sure.
send the bill to Vision. I
That's right.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Beat the toaster.
Well, it's time, though, to play one of our newest games, Beat the Toaster. It's pretty simple. 60 seconds on the clock
So easy.
while we cook the cloak.
10 questions, 60 seconds.
But one letter.
I'm no mathematician, Phil, but I think that's 6 seconds per question you have to answer
Which
each question.
isn't a lot, actually, when you put it that way. But someone who's game to have a shot is Andrew from Townsville. Hey, Andrew.
Morning, Kim. How's it going?
Yeah, excellent.
Good, Andrew. You sound awake and alert. Have you had any toast this morning?
No, I don't have toast in the morning. I have a bowl of cereal, and that's me for the morning.
Okay. Do you ever eat toast? Have you ever been through a phase of life where you've eaten toast?
Yeah, I eat toast with marmalade on it.
Oh, marmalade. Do you like margarine, butter, or just straight marmalade?
Full on butter.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But so Paddington Bear-esque, although he didn't need the butter, Paddington Bear.
Mm-hmm.
But he was all about the marmalade.
Was he?
He always had one under his hat.
Oh, really?
Like a marmalade sandwich.
I don't remember that.
You don't?
I never got into it, obviously.
Well,
but
we watched it a lot.
Yeah.
But there you go. Sorry, Andrew. Now
We digress.
Here we go. You've got for you 60 seconds on the clock, and Andy has picked for Andrew a letter.
Yes, don't be confused by that we've got the same name, but the letter you're going to use today is W, okay? Just think about everything starting with a W.
Right.
All good? Okay. Well, here you go. Your time starts now.
A type of footwear.
Walk.
Okay, an Australian animal.
Pass.
Something that uses electricity.
The washer.
Yep. A place on the Monopoly board.
Pass.
An American state.
Washington.
Yes. A 5-letter word. A job or career.
Work.
Yeah. A body part.
Pass.
And something with wheels on it.
Wagon.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
Well
Number
done.
10.
Yeah, you almost
Very
got
good
there,
effort.
Andrew. That was tough.
hard.
That was tough.
Yeah, Andy said they would be easy, but they were a bit tricky.
Well,
Well, once you've got the answers, they're easy.
what was your answer for footwear? Was that a thing I've never heard of before? What did you say?
This was a walk, but that's actually a pen.
Yeah, I thought maybe that's a South African word for shoes, so
In
I
fact, we
paid
could
that.
have just answered in Afrikaans and we
That's
wouldn't
right.
have known the difference.
I'm thinking, oh, well, they call their footwear walks, you know?
What could have been? I thought waist could have been an answer for a couple of the different.
Because did you know, Andrew, our Kiwi friends, what we call pluggers or thongs, they call jandals.
They do.
And so when a Kiwi drives really fast, they say, well, give it the jandle. They put the jandle down.
Do not say that.
I know Kiwis
They
that say
do
it.
not say
Give it
that.
the jandle.
I've never
You haven't
said
heard that one?
No, I am a Kiwi.
How old were you when you left New Zealand,
I
Phil?
was 8.
Obviously, since you left, they've been giving it the jandle.
Oh, dear. Well, Andrew, the other
We digress, Phil, because we haven't got the answers.
The Monopoly board.
Yeah, well, I'm working my way through it. Did you get an Australian animal? I'm trying to remember, Andrew.
No.
It was you get wallaby, wombat, wallaroo.
Okay.
You got something you like. Okay, place a Monopoly board. I thought this was easy. Whitehall, Whitechapel Road, or the Waterworks.
The Waterworks. I was thinking that.
That was doable. Did you play Monopoly growing up, Andrew?
I did, yes.
Yep. There you go. An American state, you got that one. 5-letter word, you got that one. Job or career. A writer.
Oh, yes.
A watchmaker. Who makes watches these days?
Someone who must.
A welfare officer. This was hard.
They were hard.
A warehouse manager. I think writer was probably the best
or a wastewater treatment person.
Or a waitress or a waiter.
Oh, there you go.
So it wasn't that hard. And then something with wheels, you got that. You said wagon. And the last question we didn't get to, an item of furniture. That was easy. What would you have said for that, Andrew? Starting
a washer.
with W.
I think he said a washer.
No, an item of furniture. So that's a wardrobe, a writing desk, a wine rack.
Oh, they are a bit hard.
They're very hard.
Actually, when you think it through.
They're very hard.
Andrew, you did brilliantly. Well done. A very good effort.
Well done, mate. You actually did really well. They were hard questions. I just like the Monopoly one.
I told you the letter W was a horrible one.
Yeah,
it is, mate.
Andrew called it, and Andrew's like, no, it'll be fine.
I tried to talk it up. But you know what? We're all winners today because Phil has learned about giving it the jandle.
Well, I'm never going to use that.
Because you don't drive fast, Phil. You never give it the jandle. That's why you don't know about it.
No,
so no one's told you, oh, Phil, you're really giving it the jandle today, aren't you? Phil's never had that conversation.
Not being said in my car.
She never gives it the jandle.
Never, ever, ever. Andrew, thank you so much for playing with us this morning.
Thanks, guys.
See you, mate.
Have a wonderful day.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
The cat's name's Leo. They renamed it Leonardo da Vinci because it likes pinching stuff, Phil, which 150 stolen items were brought to the owners from neighbourhood homes.
So we definitely have put the call out there. What are some of these pets? Maybe you've got a superhero pet. Maybe it's a supervillain. I mean,
super-powered pet.
Who knows? What are unusual pet stories? 1-800-316-316. I've got Bonnie on the line. Bonnie, you got an interesting pet for us?
I've got an unusual pet story for you.
Yes.
When I was young, probably still primary school, maybe early high school, my mum and stepdad owned a property right in on the coast between Marlborough and Serena. And they had a plantation. They had watermelons or something planted right down on the river. Beautiful soil. Anyway, we were down there one day, and my stepdad, who had very eagle eyes, noticed these 3 emu chicks.
Oh.
So he chased them across the uneven ground in the plantation and caught them and brought them back because they were all on their own, and they definitely wouldn't survive.
Okay.
And out of the 3, we reared one.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yes, and we called him Eddie, and he was as placid as anything, quiet as. He would eat out of your hand. He hung around the house in the holding yard between the house and the yards itself that they worked in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one day, he disappeared. Mum said, well, that's great. You know, he's taken himself off into the bush.
Right.
You know, he's done his natural thing. That's great.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, about probably 4 months, 5 months later, back up the laneway he came with a passel of chicks.
Oh.
He brought his chicks home to visit us.
Oh, how cool is that?
That's so cute.
It was amazing, just amazing. For a couple of days, and then he disappeared and said, "Yep, thank you."
Really?
Thank you.
Wow.
See what you've done? Yeah, it was awesome.
So in his mind, you really were his mum and dad.
Well, I think so. I think that's what it comes down to. But yeah, he didn't, and he never came back again. He just came back the once.
But can I ask, when he first got rescued by your dad, how tall was he, like in inches? Like, was he like 6 inches or?
No, mate, probably 8 or 9.
So almost a foot high?
Yeah.
And when he
almost
finally
a foot
left
high, but-
the nest, how old was he, like fully grown?
He would have been as tall as me, probably maybe 5'7", 5'8". He was a big bird.
That's a big pet.
Were you ever scared of him, Bonnie? Because when I see them in zoos and stuff, they are They're a bit freaky to me. There might be them and magpies. But you weren't ever scared of him?
No, no, because I think he like we didn't have him as an adult, so he grew up knowing that we weren't going to hurt him.
Yeah.
And he was never hurt in our circle sort of thing. So I think that's why he took, he still was okay with us. No, never felt scared about him. But I do have a magpie story for you.
Hang on, I just want to keep living this one because I just the fact that he brought his chicks to visit,
that is beautiful.
That is amazing. That's you can make a movie about that, about this emu, Eddie the emu.
Yeah,
someone needs to make a movie about
I
Eddie.
just find that such a blessing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He was thankful.
Maybe he wanted the chicks to experience the food. He'd been telling his chicks, when I was a kid,
my
the
day.
food I was getting was amazing. Well, where'd you get it? Well, these humans used to give it to me. What humans?
family.
What are they? And he probably brought them to you so he could feed the same food. What sort of food did you feed Eddie when he was a little bird?
Mum did crushed up grain, like she fed little chicks of her own.
That's very good.
Hen chicks.
Yeah.
And then he went on to bigger grain and stuff, but he would eat grass, he would eat everything.
It's a wonder he ever left home, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was our thing. He was never enclosed, never caged up, except when he was tiny. And then once he was, he was big enough, he was just let loose. And he just hung around, and then all of a sudden one day he wasn't there, and then he came back.
Wow.
Well, I suspect he got the revelation of that scripture when God said to Adam and Eve, go forth and multiply. I suspect he wanted to go multiply.
That's
why he left
what
home.
it was.
Yes.
The call of the wild.
Yep.
It was a Barry White song playing in the background somewhere. And love.
A bit of...
Probably.
Here we go. It was, Were you playing this a bit at home? He probably was hearing this one too many times.
Yeah, no, there was no Barry White playing in our house.
He probably saw a female emu running around out the bush and he thought, oh, okay, she looks a bit all right, doesn't she?
Even this grain can't hold me back. Oh,
that is an amazing story. I envy
what a
you.
tale.
Because I'm like Phil, as a young kid going to zoos with emus in them, they used to come and peck me and I used to hate them. They were kind of big, scary
They were a
birds
bit
as a
big
little
and scary.
kid. They were way bigger than me.
Yeah. Those menacing eyes and that big beak.
That's right. Very nosy as well. They just sort of poke their
nose.
head in your business, you know.
Oh, well, Bonnie, beautiful story.
Have a blessed day,
Thanks,
guys.
hon, you too. Well, these calls are making me start rethink my feelings towards some of these animals.
I'm genuinely touched, Phil. Just the thought of that emu wandering up the driveway with its little babies. How nice is that?
It's a beautiful image.
That's a grateful animal.
That is. It's beautiful.
You know, he came back to say thank you.
Yeah.
And show off his new family.
And then he took them
it.
back into the wild.
I'm like you. I had my suspicions about emus due to bad experiences as a child in zoos when I was getting pecked by one.
Yeah.
I never liked them.
I feel like this is helpful today because we're telling some stories.
It's a healing journey.
About perhaps animals that we had a bias against.
That's right.
That we're able to see the other
prejudice.
side, the prejudice. Perhaps there was due to some inbuilt things.
Well,
that
childhood trauma, I'd call it.
Trauma.
Because they had those massive feet too. So I was always worried, like, 1 minute they're pecking you, but you're looking at those feet thinking, imagine if they start kicking.
Well, that's it. And it's bigger than you. And you know you can't outrun
massive.
it because they are fast, right?
Massive.
I'm not as quick as an emu.
No.
So I'm like, if I'd have to climb a tree and I'm not a great climber.
Yeah.
It's all going through your brain. But there you go. Maybe there's something
I
good.
really liked that story though. It's touched me.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day.
This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
I'm doing a bit of an Irish accent here because we're going to do the weather from somewhere with Irish roots this
Oh,
morning.
tell me more, Phil.
Oh, Calabarin in Western Australia.
Calabarin.
Calabarin.
Is that how they said it, Phil?
I'm sure they said it better than that. But there was Irish roots. There was an Irish family. Their family name was actually English, but the early settlers came and they set this town up, which is about 205 k's east of Perth on the Great Eastern Highway. And it looks like a beautiful part of the world. You can still see some of those beautiful old heritage buildings in the region. So it inspired me because of those Irish roots to do the weather from there this morning. It's about 6 degrees right now, heading to 12 throughout the day. Possible rain, but good time to be listening to Vision on 88 FM.
Yeah.
If it's raining.
Well, did you know that about 10% of Australians claim Irish ancestry, Phil?
Really?
10%.
I would hope to be part of that. I thought it might be higher than that.
That was according to the 2021 census. Now, look, 50 years ago, it would have been much higher than that.
Yes,
Because
right.
a lot of the convicts that were sent to Australia were actually Irish convicts.
Oh, were they the most poorly behaved. Why was that?
Well, there's
they
a
were in
whole,
the
there's a whole
prisons
story
and-
behind it. The English were basically getting rid of the underclass because they were afraid of a revolution like the French had had, or that was brewing in France
I
anyway.
see.
So they just sent them away. Anyone that was a potential troublemaker, get rid of them.
Australia.
That way there won't be a rebellion or an uprising. So, yeah,
Makes
send them to
sense.
Australia. Before the American Revolution, a lot of convicts were sent to America too. Americans don't realise this. A lot of the British convicts went to America as well. But then when they got their independence, they said, no more convicts, send them somewhere else. So hence Australia became the choice destination for convicts. Yeah.
There you go.
So a bit of history there. But I mean, Ned
I like
Kelly,
that.
obviously, that's an Irish name. He was he would have been the son or the grandson of an Irish convict probably.
There you go. Well, there's a bit of history for you if
A
you're
lot of
going off to
history
school
there.
this morning.
A lot of history there for the 9 o'clock news,
Caliber.
Phil. Well, let me give you a nice long Bible verse.
I really
to go
like
with
it,
that.
yeah.
So we're in Colossians because last week we did the book of Colossians, chapter 4, verse 4. Paul said this, meanwhile praying for us that God would open a door for us for the word of God so we can speak the mystery of Christ, for which I'm also in chains. And, sometimes we don't know what to pray for our church or for our pastors. Pray for your pastors and your leaders that God would open up great doors for them, and also for your local church, that your church would have a great door to preach the gospel into your local community, city, town, village or nation, Phil.
So good, Andy.
It's a good prayer to
pray
pray.
for yourself.
Yeah,
that
well,
you
yeah.
have opportunity that you can tell others about the gospel.
That's a good one too.
There you go. Brilliant reminder for
But
your morning.
Paul's asking for prayer. So, wow, this guy's one of the greatest Christian leaders
Yes.
ever. If he needed our prayers, then our local pastors need
I
our
think
prayers as well.
Fabulous. So if this is a moment for you, take a second out, pray for your pastor.
Yeah.
They need it.
Yeah.
We all do. But yes, wonderful. Thank you, Andy.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
We have gone out there to say, hey, do you have a pet with a superpower this morning? Either on the good or perhaps a super villain type of tendency. Either way, we'd love to hear your story. 1-800 316 316. And I've got Natalie here. Natalie, you've got a special pet?
Yeah, we do. I work at a school and we have a therapy dog that works with me.
Yes. Tell us about him.
It's a girl and she's turning 5 this year, and the amount of times that she's been able to settle students and comfort them, and even staff, sometimes she'll just go and sit with someone who's really distraught, and it's amazing to see how, words aren't needed, but just her presence is enough.
I really do think this is the best idea for schools.
Yeah.
I reckon for the dog, my dog would love to be a therapy dog. I reckon it would
Yep.
put it in a school would be amazing.
Yep.
But it's beautiful to see the interaction. We had at our primary school dogs that the kids would go and read to, which I thought was cool as well.
Yeah, so some students read to our puppy too. Her name is Sage, and she's registered with Therapy Dogs Australia, and they do an amazing job.
Amazing.
Does she like the stories when you read to her, or does she get bored?
She loves the students.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So she's just happy hearing their voice.
Is it a primary school or a high school?
It's a kinder to 12, but she works in the primary school primarily.
You'd have to be a tough dog to put up like primary school kids because they're not all the softest with dogs, are they? You'd have to be a pretty special dog.
Yeah, she is special, but our students are really amazing too.
I feel like, though, dogs bring out the best in kids. Kids
Yes,
love dogs,
they
and
do.
I think it brings out their tender side and their nurturing side. And they say even patting a dog every day is good for your heart health. It lowers your blood pressure.
Yeah, really.
Patting a dog
It
every day is
does.
very
It
therapeutic.
does.
Yeah, very good for your health.
There you go.
Well, and you secrete hormones, which just make you connect better.
Really?
Didn't know that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Dogs
it's
are-
oxytocin, yeah.
I think you're right, Phil. Every school in Australia should have a dog.
They should have a dog.
Mascot.
They should. There's something about that.
I agree.
Well, let's make
Right.
it a thing.
Dogs for Australia.
Let's make it a campaign.
There you go. Oh, wonderful. You know, Natalie, we ended up getting a dog. I remember my kids were on us for years and years and years. And then finally, one of my kids was coming into teenage years, and I'd been warming to it anyway. But I remember her saying to me, if we got a dog, I would never be lonely because I'd never be alone. And I thought, we need a dog.
That's nice.
As a teenage girl, that you can have someone you could always have in the room having a chat to.
Yeah, a companion.
A companion.
That's what they are.
Yeah. All right, you have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh, beautiful. What a lovely pet.
Yeah.
Therapy dogs. My dog, JJ, that would be his dream dog job,
Yeah.
I think. If he could be at a school all day,
Yeah.
surrounded by kids,
Yeah.
in his element.
Yeah. I think it would be, I mean, it's never going to happen, but I think it would be good to have a dog in every school. I think it would keep behaviour down.
I reckon.
Everyone would
Every
just want
class.
to pat the dog.
Oh,
You're
well,
saying one per class
well, look,
then?
I'm
That's a lot of dogs. We have to go on a breeding program and breed up. Because that's a lot of dogs, Phil.
They are expensive. And I'm trying to think some dogs are not as friendly, so then it could be a deterrent in other ways. You need those
you'd
friendly
interview
ones.
them.
Like
it's like anything. It'd be a job interview
You'd
process.
be. I'm happy
You'd
to do
interview
that.
the best
I
dogs.
just sit there and the ones that pat you and they're like, are those friendly?
The ones that let you put a hat on them and put sunnies on them and take photos of them.
Pull their tail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
You got the job.
The interview process is pulling the dog's tail and seeing what happens.
That's it.
Oh, dear. Tomorrow, Chris Tomlin will be chatting to us here on Rise and Shine.
Yeah, looking forward to that, Phil. But, all good things have to come to an end, Phil. So the show has come to an end, but I want to encourage you to give it the jandle on the way home today.
Oh, dear.
Maybe even give it the jandle in the Vision car park. I'd like to
don't
see
even
that.
think that is a thing.
If I could see you doing a burnout on the way to the car park as you're giving it the jandle one day, Phil,
What would
I'll
I
give
get?
you $50.
50. It's
For a
50
burnout.
bucks, you reckon?
50
I don't
bucks
even
for a
know
burnout.
how to do a burnout.
Exactly. My $50 is safe. It's never leaving the wallet. Phil, giving it the jandle.
Never
Even
gonna
if you
happen.
did know how to do a burnout, you wouldn't do it,
I
Phil,
still
would you?
wouldn't
You
do
would
it.
not give it the jandle.
Can you imagine, like, there's Phil Edwards, our CEO, and he looks out of his window and there's Phil.
And Phil giving it the jandle on the way out. And he'll be like, oh, what's going on, Andy?
What's
Well,
happening
she's
there?
giving it the jandle, Phil. That's what they do in NZ. Oh, okay.
We're going to hand on to the rest of the Vision crew for the day.
It's a good thought, isn't it?
It is a fun thought.
Phil giving it the jandle.
Have a wonderful day. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow.
We will.
Chris Tomlin, he'll be
Yes.
on tomorrow's show. A bit of Esther. We'll actually get into the Bible study tomorrow.
We will. We got into it today as well.
We did a bit, but there you go. Have a wonderful day. We pray God's blessing upon you, and we'll be back bright and early with some more fun and faith.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.